a core concept that we talk about with most of our patients that come through our doors, and we'll put that in the form of an analogy. We're talking about a water bucket. So we can apply that analogy directly to whatever injury or irritated tissue that you're dealing with. So this bucket, it can tolerate stress. That's the water that goes in the bucket. And if we put too much stress into this bucket, it can overflow, and that's usually when problems happen. It's important to understand that your bucket size can change. It can get larger and smaller. A lot of the times we deal with this imbalance between how much stress is going into your bucket and how much is draining out, because at the bottom of this bucket you also have drain. Your drain size can be impacted by like your recovery. So how much you're sleeping, what your dietary choices are looking like, what your stress levels are like, both at work and at home. If stress is well managed, you're sleeping well, you're making good dietary choices, that's a way to optimize your drain, how quickly things are draining out. So in rehab, it's really important that you start to think of this analogy and you try and understand what are the stressors that are going into my bucket, and what things can I control that I can limit from putting into my bucket, so that way things aren't constantly overflowing. Early on, the priority is to actually just get as much water out of this bucket as possible. So like if there's things that are like predictably irritating your symptoms, you need to identify those things and try and find ways to modify whatever you're doing, whether that's in the gym or at home or at work. So that way you can get done what you need to get done, but you can find a way to do it that doesn't irritate your symptoms. And over enough time, when your body's had the time to recover, when you've kind of stayed sub-threshold on this bucket and you're not overflowing things, your body will start to heal and recover. And then as we get further into rehab, rather than just trying to take water out of the bucket so things can heal, we actually start targeting your deficits with like strength training and mobility training and movement retraining to eventually start to build your bucket size larger and larger. And that increase in bucket size is what allows you to get back to the activities that you love doing. So hopefully you have found this to be helpful. If you've got questions on this topic, please don't hesitate to let your physical therapist know.